Hey guys, this is GameCal. Welcome back to the Genius of Sephiroth Touhou edition, obviously. Well, I mean, it's always Touhou edition, but you know what we mean. So, last time we had Super Happy Sanai over here going ahead and running through the Forest of Magic. And, well, we got about halfway through before we ran out of resources, and it's like, well, better just go back and actually heal. And since we'd done a whole bunch of explaining of stuff, we couldn't quite clear the stage. But we don't have too much longer to go. That was the approximate halfway point that we reached last time. So let's just progress and finish up. And maybe we'll just do the grindy stuff in this part as well. Who knows? So, the way most stages in this game work is they do have distinct sort of halves in terms of the monsters that you fight. So the monsters will get significantly more difficult overall, or you'll fight more difficult formations when you hit the second half. So this isn't anything too special at the moment, although that sleep is really annoying. But there's gonna be a fair increase in the monster difficulty somewhat soon, so I suppose we need to look out for that, right? But yeah, there's stuff to get. Obviously, Grilled Night Sparrow is for blindness. It basically prevents that, so very strong item for Sakuya. So that's always good, because Sakuya has bad enough accuracy as it is. You really don't want her to be missing everything. The Crow Feather there is for Aya, and also I didn't really say before, if you hold the B button down, then you can stop running everywhere. It used to be the other way around, where you had to hold the B button down to run, and honestly I prefer that as a system, but that's just me, I suppose. The Judge's Rod, if I remember rightly, is, yep, silence, so that is very good, but Marissa's already pretty resistant to silence, so don't really need to put it on Marissa too much. Instead am going to put it on Sanai, I think, and then Marissa may as well. I may as well just give the light resistance to Marissa right now as well, because Patchy's gonna get it when Patchy's in the party, but she's not right now, so yeah. The Twilight tag is Confusion, I think? Yeah, Confusion. We'll put that on Reimu, I guess, because why not? Again, these sorts of things can be quickly changed and are really not too bad to just like switch up whenever you want. And well, I guess since we didn't get the drop I wanted in the Scarlet Devil Mansion, this will be our first instance of a magic exclusive shield. Does everybody already have a shield? Well, you have a physical shield. I guess I could give you the magic base shield just so that, yeah. So basically, if any attack has an element to it, then it will be blocked 40%. No, it's 35% of the time by this shield. I was looking at the physical defense being 40 there. This does include elemental physical attacks, but you don't normally see many of them from the enemies. So yeah, so I guess you can have the buckler for just now then. That guy's gonna get in the way as I come back up, isn't he? Yes, because he is right there. There we go. Just get around him fairly easily. Then if we go here, we can get some more items. So let's do that. You gotta be careful of the little flowers and stuff here, because they kinda horribly get in your way. Anyway, the Turtle Shell is a better physical shield, so you see it does block, slash and strike, but it's very good against stab attacks, just like you would expect a Turtle Shell to be. And then there is another item over here, the Inferno Shield. So we saw the Gaia Shield last time, it's an earth resistant shield. That one obviously is a fire resistant shield, so could be useful. Yeah, there was no way I was getting around that enemy. Oh, well, we'll just have to fight it. Not too big a deal, I guess. So, let's just blitz them down. I mean, these fights shouldn't take too long to do because, let's face it, my characters are pretty powerful versus Lightning is very good. Like, her elements in general are just very strong, and then you've got Sakuya doing 90 damage every 2 hits. So, yeah, not really gonna take too much to get around these. So, we'll just remove that barrier, and we can move on to the final screen of the place. So this screen is split into 2 halves. If you want to progress, then you need to go the top way, but we're going the bottom way first because there are items involved, and you may or may not actually need to hit the doll down here, I forget, because I'm so used to just not having any of that to do that, yeah, I kind of forget whether you need to have that or not. Let's just have every pierce attack possible here. We'll just take these guys out really quickly. It won't matter too much in the end. Mostly because, well, we're 1 screen away from the end anyway, so just take them out as fast as possible. So that is good. And I did see there was that chest there, but I do want to see if there was not a doll to hit, so that's fine. Ah, can't get through everyone, that is awkward. Where's the best place to hit this? So I can hit the bottom one and the fairy, or I can hit the fairy and the front one and the bottom one, so that's a very clear thing to do there. You know what, we haven't seen any of Sakuya's skills yet, so let's see. Sakuya can inflict instant death with her attacks as well, but it's not a particularly great chance. You can up it by increasing the murder tree, but we'll just use Killing Dolls, because Killing Doll is cool, right? And non-directional laser. We just want to get these fights done, and then we'll show more stuff off, I guess, when we're finished in everyone else. And, well, that got kinda wrecked. And the nice thing about Sakuya with her multi-hit stuff, although she didn't really do a very good job of it there, the nice thing of Sakuya's multi-hit attacks is that you can definitely do some good work with them, because her, like, Killing Doll and stuff like that, her bomb skill ones at least, will hit multiple targets, potentially. It's random where the targets are, if that makes sense. Like, it's random which ones will actually get hit, but it's definitely something to bear in mind, that you can hit things which are not necessarily in your direct line of thinking. And you can't overkill an enemy with her attacks, so you will end up just attacking the next thing along. So this is our final area here. We actually haven't seen all of the enemies in this place, but that's fine, we'll do that later. There's a box, we need the box, water shard. We saw a couple of things that needed shards before, so they're just crafting materials, mostly for heavy elemental stuff. So yeah, here is our final thing, 1 final doll to unlock the green seal for going to Alice, but you can get a couple extra items in here, do not forget about those. So let's just quickly show the items that we did get at the end there, because I didn't show the Ring of Darkness either, but yeah, 50% dark resistance, so the only one we're missing is a Mystic resistance. Mystic is really hard to resist, actually. It's something which you do not see very often. And then we have, I think this is something to do with Kiane, but basically petrification and poison resistance. The nice thing about poison resistance is that it will increase the power of your poison attacks. That might come into play later if I decide to use that sort of thing. So it's good to know. Anyhow, I'm not going to take on Alice just yet because there is plenty for me still to do, so we'll just open the end thing here. I guess we also have a health thing to look at too, so yeah, we've already done synthesis stuff before, or at least we've shown it off. We haven't actually done any synthesis yet, but it's not particularly taxing to do, so there is that. So, with that said, I am going to go ahead and defeat all the enemies in this place now, so I guess we will cut until something interesting happens. So, yeah. Well, looks like our behind characters are getting leveled up, and they're still getting bonus experience, so I guess... I don't know if level 5 is where they need to be before they stop getting bonus experience. I guess I'll find out fairly soon, because... well, next fight and all of that. Okay, so level 5 is the base level that you need to be for this place, so that's fine. They're a couple levels behind, I think, now. Let's just see. Yeah, they're 3 levels behind still, but that's not a huge difference, and again, when you factor in that characters will get experience only when they're in the party, yeah, it's not too big a deal. Especially because most of the, well, say most of, Sakuya and Notori are fairly sturdy between Sakuya's high HP and defense and the healing factor from Notori. Oh. Aha! Well, that's a pretty good item to get. So the item that we'll get from our good old friend Mr. Turtle over there is a very nice complement to one of the items we got earlier, which is the Clouded Mountain Amulet. So for Marissa we got the Shower Amulet before, which increases her water damage at the cost of some fire resistance. And the Clouded Mountain Amulet is a very similar thing but for earth attacks. Now Marissa herself doesn't have any earth attacks, but Patchouli does, so Patchouli will benefit from that fairly nicely. However, even though she doesn't have any earth attacks, I'm going to put it on Marissa just now anyway, just because I already have the electric resistance, so it cancels out fairly nicely and I get a big earth resistance. So that's pretty useful. Oh, I forgot to show the items off down here, actually. Yeah, I totally forgot that there was a couple of items here. So we have we have the longsword, and that would obviously be a straight upgrade to the basic short sword that we got before. And the tortoise armor, which is a bit more defensive than the plate armor and is very good against stab attacks. So Sakuya may as well use the tortoise armor because it is significantly better in physical defense. It's about 11 points stronger, so yeah, definitely worth it. But the longsword, not so much. It's not really necessary. Just because we have the other stuff already. If we didn't have the melon sword and whatnot, then yeah, go ahead and use it because it's great, but we do, so it's not too significant. And we see a level up for Reimu. Reimu getting the level up slightly ahead of everyone else because of that plus 5% experience from the melon sword. But it's okay because getting Reimu levels is not exactly a terrible thing. She is a pretty versatile member of the party, unless you come across a light resistant foe, at which point she's terrible, but Yeah, she can do a variety of different things, so it's nice to have her getting levels up a bit quicker than everyone else. Even if it is only +1 experience per fight, because let's be honest, 5% on 20 experience is going to be just 1, so that's fine. Sunai gets her physical attack increasing spell as well now, so she has both magic and physical, very handy. And Marissa's starting to get some bomb skills for her basic astronomy stuff, which is nice. So obviously Sunai skills, like we said, is just physical attack increase, and we have a magic attack one as well. These cost very slightly more, 2 more MP than the more defensive buffs like Window Protection and the Mind's Eye, so bear that in mind. It's not quite as cheap, but it's not terrible, so it can still be used. And then Mad Blizzard is a widespread move, so it doesn't hit everything, unlike non-directional laser, but it's cheaper and it is also lower on the cooldown. Thing is, it kind of hits for water damage, so there is that to it, but it's, I don't know, it hits stronger as well, so we'll try that just now. We'll hopefully show it off at least. Whoa, okay, so the item that we're gonna get here, I believe it's a magic mushroom that we get from these guys? Yeah, so not every enemy, but most enemies, at least the common ones, have a very low chance to drop a particular character's synthesis item. I think exceptions are like the fairies and stuff. We can see in the records actually how many of them in this place can do that. This is the last enemy here. So not everything, but most things will drop at least a synthesis item. But yeah, okay, maybe I'm completely off base of that. But some of them, yeah, like this, the demon will drop Sakia's one, and obviously we just got the magic mushroom there. I believe the Kadamas will, yeah, the crow feather's another one. Haven't got the fire rat armor yet, quite like that. But yeah, the donation box is another one, and then it goes back to the previous one. So a lot of enemies can drop these items, but they drop at extremely low rates. They used to be almost impossible to get. I think it would have been like a 0.1% drop rate or something. Weekend in general doubled or even tripled the drop rates of a lot of items, but it's still extremely rare to get that particular item. So getting extra synthesis materials is amazing because there aren't actually enough of them in the game to craft all the weapons as you go along. I think you need 14 synthesis items for, you know, a character to get all of their specific stuff as you go along, and there are only 10 in the game itself, at least in the main game. So definitely good to get more of them. We might actually make Marissa's broom as a result of that now. And we get some more level ups as well whilst we're talking. Probably should have just been talking through that fight, but I didn't realise we were so close to getting level ups. So yeah, nothing special on the skills, but hey, level up is a level up. And another level of power too. Very good. So here is one of the enemies we did not see before, Apostle. So this is the upgraded angel thing. It's really not too difficult by itself, but it does have an AoE light-based attack, so do watch out for that if you are fighting a group of them. I think up to 4 of them can appear in one fight, and that can be quite difficult to overcome. So do be aware of that. And a nice power level for everyone. Looks like we'll probably get I think we'll get one more level with Sakuya, Notori, Patchouli. We might get one more with... well, we should get one more with Reimu. And yeah, I think we'll get one more with even the other characters too, because we still have quite a lot to do in this place. This area is pretty big, so lots to fight. And yes, level ups for 4 characters here, and yeah, we'll easily get a level up for the other 2. We might even get one further level up for Patchouli, Sakuya and Notori. So Reimu at level 10, decent stats to gain there. Sakuya, some good HP, she'll get more later on. And now we have the final attack, Maruto Break, for Notori's basic copy stuff, which is good. And Patchouli gets her dark attack too, so very nice. I haven't actually equipped Reimu's Hakurai amulet for some reason yet, so I do need to do that because it's stronger than what she had before, so that's always useful. And then, yes, Maruto Break is a weak attack, but it hits a decent AoE. So, although it's not that big, I thought it was larger, but it's actually the upgraded form that's larger. But still, it hits an area, which is nice for a fight like this, where you can actually hit everything by targeting this back monster. So this is a good chance to show the Maruto Break. Also, the Yuki Onna is actually weak to ice. Not ice, it is ice. It's weak to light. I didn't get to show that off before, but yeah. There you go. So just in case it wasn't obvious, we are going to get more levels, and we get a defense buff with Sanae. Interesting that she gets the defense buff after the other 2, but hey. And Marissa is still pretty fragile, but a lot of MP you can see, and she's got some pretty good firepower behind her, so definitely solid. She should get her fire spell next level. Oh hey, we got some steel out of that too. I didn't see the item drop, but I guess it just did. So that's from the bug chips, in case it wasn't obvious. Whoa, once again, not seeing the item drop, and I was looking for it that time too. Yeah, I think there's a bug when it comes to those bug inducers, where if you kill multiple enemies at once, you just don't see the item. So, Fire Rat armor, it's pretty good. I think we might actually just give this to Notori though. Although I do like that perfect dodge. But basically it gives a lot more physical defense, and it has a minor resistance to fire. Which, if I gave Notori that, she would actually be 50% resistant to fire. But at this point, I would basically take the amulet from her so that I could give it to Marissa instead, and that would nullify her shower amulets, like in affliction to her, if you will. So now she's not weak to fire, which it would be very nice. Yes, I think that's what I shall do. So yeah, even though Notori doesn't have a perfect dodge now, she has more defense, which is more important in the long run. Taking less damage 95% of the time, well, 100% of the time, is better than just dodging the attack 5% of the time. You know, maybe. So this top left enemy here is almost always this multi-Kadama fight, and I kinda wish I had non-directional laser for this, but Fantasy Seal should be able to take care of them all anyway. I'm gonna give a magic attack buff, and well, I guess we just go ahead and use as many wide-hitting attacks as possible. Main cannon actually would hit more here, so yeah, see, I can hit all of them except one if I target there, which is where Mad Blizzard would be best targeted as well, but I'm just going to put that down here. Honestly, that should kill most of them anyway, as it does, so just use a big AoE style attack and you'll be good to go here. Oh wow! Okay, so we have gotten extremely lucky when it comes to the rare drops here. There was one item in particular I was looking for that we did not get, but I think I can live around that considering we have 2 extra items off of this here. We also have some level ups to discuss, so Sakia gets Killer World at level 8, which is pretty good. Notori doesn't get a skill, Patchy doesn't get a skill, but yeah, we got Reimu's donation box. So fantastic. Both Reimu and Marissa getting their rare drop straight away. So that also happens to be the last enemy of the stage, so we'll be basically ending this very soon. Now, Killer World is one which I've used slightly more often than the Coliseum World, but I still don't use it too much because instant death attacks are kinda hard to come by, at least decent ones, so I don't use this attack very often, but Sakia herself does have the capability of instant death, so I don't know, it's not terrible, but it's just not something I would usually use myself. But it's better than Coliseum World, so we'll equip it for now. So, that is basically all we have for this part. So, this has been GamerCow playing the Genius of Sephiroth, and next time we take on a boss which has caused a few people I've known to rage quit this game a bit, so that ought to be fun, right? See you guys next time.